Canada will receive more asylum applications in 2018 than any previous year since the Immigration Refugee Board started tracking this information in 1989. This after 6,465 asylum seekers submitted applications in October alone. Well, so much for Immigration Minister Ahmed Hassan's assertion that the numbers were going down and that the Trudeau government had everything under control. Remember this?
They're saying, critics are saying that your government's plan is not adequately working, that this is not a sustainable way to manage this issue.
First of all, I would point those folks. It's fair to have concerns about asylum seekers, but the fact of the matter is the numbers have gone down 75%. So if our plan was not working, why are the numbers
actually,
down
the numbers
75%?
are up this time.
I'm talking about the numbers compared to last year.
Well, you're talking month to month. If you're talking year over year, there's actually more asylum seekers that have crossed into Canada at this time this year compared to this time last.
Well, this year Canada will receive more than 55,000 refugee applications, compared to 50,000 in 2017 and about 23,800 in 2016. Now, before Trudeau became Prime Minister, the numbers were much lower. In 2015, there were 16,000 applications submitted, 13,400 in 2014, and around 10,300 in 2013. So why the five-fold increase in just a few years? Well, we know Prime Minister sent out his infamous tweet in January 2007, inviting the world's refugees to come to Canada. Since then, over 100,000 self-selected and unscreened migrants have taken him up on that offer. Over 40,000 of these migrants have crossed the border illegally from the United States. These asylum seekers fall outside Canada's official targets for immigration and refugee numbers. This means Canada could accept more than double the number of refugees it laid out in its annual immigration plan that it submitted to Parliament. The Trudeau government told Canadians we'd welcome 43,000 refugees in 2018. Instead, we'll welcome more like 98,000, most of whom have not been determined to be legitimate refugees, but they'll nonetheless be given the exact same benefits. Now, because of this surge and because of the government's incompetence, there are now more than 64,000 migrants waiting in a backlog to have their case heard before an immigration judge. It'll take years, possibly even a decade, to get through all of these applications. By the time some of these cases are ruled upon, the claimants will have already started a life in Canada, making it nearly impossible to deport them. Others will have just disappeared completely, fallen into criminal gangs and other networks. Look, there's mounting evidence that Canada has lost control of its immigration program. An increasingly large portion of migrants coming to Canada were not screened and they were not vetted. They were not rescued from a war zone, nor were they selected based on merit or skills that could help contribute to our country. Instead of helping the most needy, our refugee system today seems to be aimed at helping the most sophisticated opportunists, those who deliberately break our laws, jump the immigration queue, and bypass our legal immigration system. And we're deliberately rewarding them for this bad behavior. The Trudeau government has rolled out the red carpet, and from the moment these migrants illegally enter Canada, the government holds their hand and treats them like they're staying at an all-inclusive resort. The RCMP at times look like bellhops, helping migrants with their luggage. Migrants register and are given ground transportation to the city of their choosing, be it Montreal or Toronto. They stay at expensive hotels, courtesy of the taxpayer, and receive immediate and free access to healthcare, education, language classes, and generous welfare payments. The Trudeau government is trying so hard to accommodate these migrants that they're actually creating more incentives for people to come and break our laws. The nicer that we are, and the more that we give to migrants, the more migrants will have arriving on our doorstep. Through its actions and through its programs, the Trudeau government is encouraging migrants to break our laws and jump the immigration queue. Former Prime Minister Stephen Harper recently did an in-depth interview with American conservative journalist Ben Shapiro. On the topic of immigration, Harper made the case for broad, legal immigration that helps the economy and benefits all Canadians. He had one caveat, though. He said no to illegal immigration.
I'm fundamentally pro-immigration. I think one of the things that has made Canada, the United States, and our society successful is that we embrace newcomers who often, frankly, are often conservatives. They're entrepreneurial, they're ambitious, they're aspirational, they believe in family, they believe in faith, they're opposed to crime, etc. So I actually think properly done, immigrants should be a really great base for a conservative party. But first and foremost, immigration has to be legal. Immigration is not a right. Immigration is something granted by the citizens of the country through law. I have no time for illegal immigration. And as I've told other leaders in other countries, no illegal immigration system or phenomenon will ever be popular with a mass of people.
Many Canadians feel the exact same way. We have no time for illegal immigration.